Nerd could rise up. It could get elevated. Nerd could rise up. It could get elevated.
Uptown, Nerkie up. Uptown, Nerkie up. Uptown, Nerkie up. Uptown, Nerkie up. Casey gonna give it to me. Wait, no, well, no.
Whoa.
No, hey there.
Whoa.
Well, the song worked for a minute until I got there.
I was all into it, then I got really into it.
Well, welcome to Every Man's Guide to Nerddom, where we are two 30 to 40 something year olds who talk about pretty much whatever we want. I'm Chris.
And I'm Kyle, and you guys might know us from online on the Twitches as Guyver UNT01. That's Guyver over here. Oh, we got it. There it is, that way. And K-Sig, this K_SIG, that's me. We stream fairly often on the Twitches and see us interact in real time with each other. Also, you got already yelling at me about pushing the objective too fast and dying.
It
A
was
lot.
just last night. It was just last night, you with the samurai sword, like, I'm gonna get him. Then you're like, oh shit, no, run, he's right there.
Playing Left 4 Dead 2 last night. You give me a samurai sword or an axe, and I'm happy.
Or the chainsaw.
Oh, the chainsaw.
It's a great game. It's one of my favorite games of all time. It's just, it's old now.
It is, but Back 4
Still
Blood's coming
fun.
out in October.
Yep, Back 4 Blood. So
It's just senseless fun.
it's just senseless fun.
You don't have to overthink it. You just shoot things and try not to run ahead of everybody.
It's fun. That's all we can say. And then let's see, are you still in the group watch? Because I had to move this.
I am still in the group watch.
Okay, can you see that it's playing now?
Yeah. Okay, we're good there.
Okay. This episode of we forgot to introduce our guest, Silent Koda.
Silent Koda. The Koda is silent.
Koda is silent. Koda, say hi to everyone.
Oh, wait, I am?
Okay, thank you,
Nice,
Koda. This episode of The Bad Batch is called... Wait.
Oh, you're on episode 1.
Yeah, I'm on episode 1. I need to go to episode 5. There we go. It's called Rampage. Not to be confused with the 1980s game with Lizzie and George.
Harold. Was Harold one? No.
I think it was
George.
Ralph, wasn't it? Lizzie, George, and Ralph.
There was the big lobster. There
The
was
lobster. There was the lizard. There was the wolf, and there was the monkey.
I
The
just remember.
lobster.
Wasn't it a lobster or was it a crab? It had little clippy. Like I promise, I've played this with my son a lot.
Maybe Rampage 2.
The one on Super Nintendo is the one, or no, the one on 64. That's the one we've been playing.
Oh, okay. Was that 2?
I don't know. I'm looking.
Because they ended up adding another character, I think. I don't know. If we're wrong, tell us we're wrong. Our Discord has no problems telling us we're wrong,
Oh, there was a lot of characters.
especially me, because I'm wrong a lot. But I have fun doing it.
I'm pretty sure there was a lobster-like thing. Something. Anyway.
There we go. That was weird. Hold on one sec here. So
What'd you do?
my Go XLR did the same thing yours did.
All right. I don't know what's going on there. But I
Okay,
hear you
there-
fine now.
it-
Yeah.
Yeah, just cut out. That's weird. Okay, whatever. So this episode was
Teeny hoodle.
episode 5 called Rampage. And look, it went back to 1.
We're just having all kinds of fun this morning.
We're fun. Let's start the Nerkie. Okay, let's skip the intro.
Bum, bum, bum.
It keeps going back to 1. Okay, hold on. We're
So-
gonna restart this.
While you're doing that, I'll give like a high fly, a few thoughts on this, and then we'll really get into
Yeah,
it.
please do.
So I was telling Guyver I guess yesterday we were talking about it a little bit. I liked this episode a lot because of what it was, right? It tied in some other stories and things down the line, some stuff that's more. This was good for me because I was like, oh, I know what this is referring to. You know, it was some things later on in the Star Wars universe in general, and it's some stuff that I think everybody would, if you've seen at the very minimum, the original trilogy, you'll get. Now, that being said, I did like the episode. It did feel a little filler-ish to me. Just because I think it didn't totally advance the Bad Batch's story a whole lot, but it did tell a pretty cool story that's in the big, the overarching Star Wars universe in general, to something that was like really important. So
I sent you a new link. I figured it out. You have to change the episode on Group Watch.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll go to that.
We're new to technology.
Stupid technology, computers, internets.
So a little on that. That's exactly kind of how the Clone Wars is. They had little pocket episodes that didn't advance the show really as a whole, but it did. Kyle was saying, it's the individual episodes for Star Wars universe as a whole, and not necessarily the big series as a whole, if that makes sense.
And I'm fine with that.
And that's kind of what the Clone Wars is. They're just fun episodes.
Mm-hmm.
You get to learn a little bit more about the universe, and we get introduced to 3 characters who, one creature, and then at least one other character who we know very well from the universe in this episode.
Yeah.
So kind of cool, just kind of cool little Easter eggs. And then another little tidbit, once we get there, we will talk about too. So let's start the stream.
Okay.
All right. We're going to jump past this. Again, The Bad Batch, Episode 5, Rampage.
Rampage.
I love the name of this one. All right, we start off. They are on the ship, and Tech is fitting Omega with a comm. And Tech says it's not an exact fit, because they don't have anything that's really meant for a child.
No. Not a lot of child combatants.
Well, not that we know of, at least.
Well, yeah.
I mean, we had Boba. I guess that counts.
I guess. Well, I mean, they're all kind of children-ish.
They are all kind of children-ish at some point, aren't they?
Yeah, they're not all like super old. Anyway.
Next thing we know, Omega's just thrilled. I'm getting my own comm device. Again, you forget she's a child sometimes because she has this high intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
She's just a little girl, but she's like, I get my own comm device. And they said, it was crosshairs, but you don't need it anymore, or he doesn't need it. And she starts talking into it. And then you hear Echo go, it's not a toy, Omega, because she's literally talking right into it with all of them right next to him.
I'm not going to lie. I'm not a little kid. And if they would have slapped a comm device on my wrist, me being 30, what am I now? Like 37?
30-something.
30-something years old. And I would have done the same thing. I mean, just,
I'm not going to lie. I wholeheartly agree with that.
You give me a walkie-talkie, I'm going to click it and talk on it.
Yeah, it's going to be bad if Kyle and I ever get walkie-talkies. Niner, over. Are you awake?
In there?
What are you doing?
I haven't been wanting to get a ham radio, but
that'd be kind of fun.
Mm-hmm.
We could talk to truckers.
We could.
We could have trucker names.
What would your trucker name be?
Little bitch.
10-4, little bitch.
I don't know. I'd have to think about that because I've never really thought of what a trucker name would be. I think you have one already picked out.
I don't, but I was going to leave it up to the people in the Discord that listen to the episode. But yeah.
What would our trucker names be?
Yeah.
And what would Koda's trucker name be? Mm-hmm. Silent Koda.
Silent Koda. The Koda is silent.
The Koda is silent. I'm sure he'll have something to say later.
He probably will.
So, okay. So, trucker names, there's, Echo or Omega's like, copy that. And they're going to Ord Mantell is the planet, and they're trying to stay low. And the whole point of this episode is they're trying to figure out why the bounty hunter, Fennec Shan, is after Omega. And the whole time they're talking, you have why can't I think of his name right now? In the back doing squats, deadlifts.
I was doing squats with the what is that? The ammo droid.
With the ammo droid. What's his name? I can't think of his name. Why can't I think of his name?
You did it, and it made me freeze.
See?
Oh my god, we were so not awake this morning or ready.
Nope.
For any of this at all. Why can't we do words in things?
Words are hard.
Wrecker.
Yep, it's Wrecker.
It took it.
Boy, we're gonna get ripped for this one.
Hard.
As well, we should. You guys come do a Nerkie.
You get put on the spot and dance, monkey. Because
that's what we do.
A little song and dance.
They're looking for an informant named Sid. Sid used to be a Jedi informant. Sid had a good thing going with the Jedi during the war and provided them with a lot of intel against the Separatists. And, they said, and you trust him? And this is all, Echo's the one who knows him. And he's like, the Jedi trusted him. We don't have any other options. And then next thing you know, you hear on the comm, he has a point. They all look at her, and she's right behind him. She goes, right, not a toy.
Also still would have been me. Like,
they
probably would have taken it away from me.
100%. So we're looking, the ship lands, they're in the city. It's like any other big city that we've seen in Star Wars.
Mm.
And the guys are in their full armor and helmets. Which I found interesting because, they were trying to lay low before.
Yeah.
But now they're in full garb. But they also said that this is kind of a, I guess, shady place.
Well, that's what I was wondering. If they were in full get up because they were like expecting something to happen, or if they were like that as to kind of like lend a little credence to, they're going to be talking to somebody shady. Maybe they need a little intimidation factor.
I think all the above.
I don't know.
No, I'm processing this. I think all the above.
Okay.
Because I think this is just a really shady place. You have an informant in the middle of all this. So probably not the best of places to be.
Probably not.
So, but they're waiting there. They're expecting something to happen. And Hunter says, remember the rules. The rules are don't wander off. Keep my eyes and ears on my surroundings. And trust no one but my squad. Does that sound like something you would tell your kids? That sounds exactly what I would tell my kids.
Yeah. It's like the same kind of rundown I'd give them if we were going to like a theme park, but they're going to see a sketchy info dealer. So
for timeshares. We send our children for timeshares. Echo goes, and if you get into trouble, use my comm and give my location. I think it's sweet how the whole squad has adopted Omega. It's like the little sister, I really like that. Like, I didn't think we would see robotic Echo doing the same thing. So they're walking into this bar. They're walking along. They're walking along.
And walking and walking and walking and
walking. Echo goes, this is the place. They all go in. Once they reach in there, which here's what I don't get. They take off their helmets as soon as they get in.
Yeah.
And then there's literally 2 people in here, 3 people.
Well, 3 beings.
Beings, thank you. I don't want to be a speciesist.
Yeah.
2 are fighting, and then there is one that is on the ground, looks like fixing maybe one of the video game machines or the gambling machines.
Yeah. Galactic slot machine.
Galactic slot machine is what it is. And this being kind of looks at him, and they're like, "Which one is Sid?" And they're like, "I couldn't tell you. I've only heard about Sid, never actually met him." And of course, tech being tech, that would have been information that would have been good to have earlier.
He has a lot of information talking this episode more than he has the last ones. You start seeing a little bit more of him and how he processes things and stuff.
Exactly. Well, and that brings up a good point of what's coming up later too with him. They asked the alien that's repairing. It's like, "Hey, we're looking for Sid. Do you know him?" And then this alien, it's a small alien, small. It kind of looks like the same species as Bosk, the reptilian species. Which that's escaping me. What species is Bosk? Bosk is Trandoshan.
It's
So the lizard species.
Close, but I don't think it's the same.
Older and smaller.
Greener.
It could be a subspecies. Is
If we can see
Sid
Bosk's
from Bad Batch. And
you don't really see his, like, I think if you could see his throat area, that would make a whole lot of difference. Because on Sid, you can see she's got the little spikes coming out there.
She's a Trandoshan, or Sid's a Trandoshan also.
Okay.
So same species, just like, so I guess it's like lizards. They're the same species. There's just offshoots.
Shady lizard people.
Shady lizard people. One's called a, do you think they have the Jesus lizard that runs across the water?
Probably. They probably have several.
They have the frill lizard, the one that spits at you.
I thought that was the one from Jurassic. Oh, okay. Never mind. Yeah.
You're with me now.
That's a bigger lizard.
That is a bigger lizard.
Older lizard. Well, this is a long time ago, far, far away. Okay.
It's in a galaxy far, far away. Yep.
Yeah.
The alien laughs and says, and nope, doesn't ring a bell. And it's like, what about them? And they're fighting, the two aliens. And the alien goes, "Was I not clear? You're on the wrong place." And at this point, we know that this is like a little old lady lizard just from her voice.
Mm-hmm.
And she tells him, unless she's got a.
Do we know
really
for
gotta-
sure that they're old? Maybe that's just how the female of the species talks. Maybe they're just born sounding old.
Maybe. I mean, we've never actually seen a female Trandoshan
Be a lizard
that
ageist.
I know of. Yeah, I can't be an ageist either. Boy, I'm just on a roll. I hate everything.
Yeah, you're almost anti-lizard-ish.
Bring me the lizard people.
Like that. I'm not. I love lizards
And lizard people.
and lizard people. So any lizard people listening, to our lizard overlords that will be soon taking over, I love you.
Mm-hmm. We accept you.
We accept you for who you are.
Or for
We
who you
accept
are.
You.
It was a bad pause.
Yeah, it was. She tells him, unless you're here to spend money, get lost. Like any shady barkeep.
Yeah. Asshole.
No. Yeah, and they're getting on to Echo. They're like, "Good job, Echo." Well, and he's like, "Well, the Jedi came here," and Omega's playing with this little, maybe a game that she didn't put a quarter in.
Yeah. I mean, she's not going to win anything. No tickets, no credits.
No, and she's not going to win any tickets.
Mm-mm.
And Omega looks over at the proprietor, the female lizard, and she's just kind of looking at her funny while the guys are arguing about, Sid heard about what happened to the Jedi and fled. Where is Sid? What are we going to do? It's the adults talking. And then next thing you know, Omega's just sitting there looking at the lizard lady. And she says, "What's your deal, Tiny?" And Omega says, "You're Sid." She crosses her arms.
You're Sid.
She kind of, but
Or however she says it. Sid. I can't do
Sid.
the accent. Dang it.
"You're Sid." I can't do it either. "You're Sid."
Okay.
And she crosses her arms and looks at her and she goes, "You're sharper than your friends over there." At this point, there was something familiar about this lizard lady's voice, Sid's voice, to me. And I couldn't place it. Did you think her voice was familiar?
It sounded familiar, but it wasn't just like right in my face. Like I've got to figure out who this is. But I was like, it does sound familiar, and then I didn't go back and look.
So rumor has it it's Rhea Perlman, which would make sense because this lizard lady's also wearing pearls.
It says Wikipedia listed, so it is.
Well, the thing is, here's what's funny: it's uncredited right now. If you go to like IMDb, she's not in there.
Yeah, it says what am I on right here? Dorksideoftheforce.com, which sounds fairly credible.
Right up our alley.
It says though IMDb does not list Rhea Perlman in the Bad Batch cast list, Wikipedia does. Upon further research, could not find any information to sit online, but it might be because the episode is brand new. It's more than likely Perlman is voicing the fun actor. Okay, well,
I really liked this character, Sid's character. Just shady information dealer on a shady place.
Yeah.
And the guys are still arguing. Do the Jedis have any other informants? And Echo's like, well, lots, but Sid's the only one I know how to find. And Omega's on the comm. She goes, I found Sid. And they look over her and she just kind of points up. Yep, right here. And Sid's just kind of grinning, shitty lizard grin at him.
Mm-hmm.
And she's walking. It would make sense if it's Rhea Perlman because she's tiny too.
Yeah.
If they based it off of her.
Well, and you said she looks like she's wearing a pearl necklace.
Yeah. I wonder if that's like a Easter egg.
Little homage.
Little homage.
Mm-hmm.
But Sid leads them into her office and she's talking about how she had a great thing going with the Jedis, but now that they're all dead, her services and her business has declined. If you look in the back, she has a clone trooper helmet mounted on the wall.
I see that. Like a trophy almost.
Yeah. So kind of interesting there.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, thanks to this new empire, Hunter's like, times have changed for all of us. And basically, she says, I've never had clone deserters come to us. And she's been hurt by the Jedi being wiped out. That was her apparently main, when you're an information broker,
mm-hmm.
that's your main source. I'm sure it's not this shitty bar with the two people in there.
Yeah. It's a good cover.
It's a really good cover. And then I love how Tech goes, well, we were separated due to a fundamental difference in ideology. And then she goes, that's
cute. You think I care?
She's like,
all right, guys, I don't really give a shit.
What do you want? Echo goes down and just puts his little righty into the machine and his righty.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
I wish it made a really cool sound when he did stuff like that. Like it had a cool sound effect or like musical whatever every time.
Or like Beavis and Butthead laughing every time he stuck it in. Or come to Butthead.
Righty.
Righty. He basically, what Echo's doing is he brought up the picture of Fennec, and she goes, she's like, make yourself at home, but she's like, they're like, know her? And she goes, no, but I know a bounty hunter when I see one.
She's got other helmets on her shelf back there too. I'm trying to make that one out.
That's another clone helmet.
Is it? It looks kind of it may be because of the reflection of stuff. I would say it almost looks like gold, orange, whatever on top.
Yeah, it also looks like it's got googly eyes from this angle. Look, do you see it?
Yeah. No, I can't unsee it.
Maybe that's our cover for this episode. You're welcome if you guys pause at 4:31.
Mm-hmm. Right above Wrecker's helmet, you'll see the googly eyes. You grabbing that?
Yep. Okay. So if the information informant doesn't know about her, it's got to be kind of bad.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, you know, do you know who hired her? And she's like, what can you boys do for me? And she's like, are you fresh out of the tube? I love this character. I really do. And
Really
she's like,
cool.
you know, go ahead.
Do you think we'll see her again? I kind of feel like it's kind of a one and done character.
I kind of think that they're going to keep, because she's going to be a source. She's going to be an informant. And this isn't giving away too much because this is about where she goes, look, there's another clone helmet back there. Oh, that's a Mandalorian helmet. Seeing back.
Yep. She's got a
She's
Mando
got all
helmet.
sorts of trophies.
Got a clone helmet with the respirator. So that's some type of, what kind of helmet is that? It's like a fighter pilot. She's got all kinds of little knickknacks laying around.
Well, look at it. It looks like the Empire symbol almost on that helmet.
Mm-hmm. But you've already got one? Well, it's white though. And most of those, like, it's not a TIE fighter helmet.
Because ties didn't exist yet.
No. It's similar because of the breathing tube looking things.
It's got to be a pilot helmet. It has to be. I wonder if it's Silent Koda. You agree? Yes, he agrees. I think it's definitely a fighter's helmet.
It's a Piter helmet.
I love Piter helmets. I love the Piters. Yeah, she's got all sorts of trophies around here, so you know she deals in some shady shit.
Yeah, like heads probably.
And like I said, in answer to your question, you know, she's offering them to do this job and then pay them for it, and they have no way of getting money right now since they're on the run. I think she might be a regular, or at least they'll revisit.
Probably maybe a revisit or two.
Well, the end of this episode really, I definitely think they'll revisit this character though.
Okay.
She just tells them they're stupid, and she's like, clearly the kid's the brains of the outfit, and Wrecker gives her a
low
5. Yeah, a low 5. She's like, I need a rescue. There's a nice, what'd she say?
Bounty on a kid named Moochie.
Yeah, Moochie. Named Moochie, and it's Muchi, Moochie. My sources say she was taken by a Zygerian slaver who holed up on the other side of the planet. We've seen this species before. She's like, bring me the kid. I love this part here. She's like, bring me the kid and I'll get you your information. And then Wrecker looks at her and goes, who collects the bounty? And she goes, oh, look, it talks.
Yeah, I'm starting. That's got to be Rhea Perlman.
Yeah, 100%. And she's like, we split the bounty 70-30, my favor, take it or leave it, which that's not a great deal for a bounty.
That's a better deal than no money.
And especially when they have no money. Okay, what kind of horn do you think that is?
I don't know.
I wonder if it's like one of those rhinos, ones that we've seen before.
Is it a rhino or is it hold on, trying to think of the name of the creature on Hoth. I thought they had horns, but they were curly, weren't they?
Yeah, those are curly. Well, that could
oh
have
no,
been
the wampa.
The wampas.
It kind of looks like could that be a wampa horn?
Like which creature? The wampa?
Yeah, look at it. Pull you up an image of a wampa and look at the sides of its face. Oh, I don't know. It may not be.
No, I think that's too small. And then it's not the
Not a tauntaun.
It's definitely not a tauntaun.
Too little. I don't know. That's what you guys think.
Yeah, because the tauntaun's like way curly. I don't know. Okay. Of course they take the deal. They don't have any money. Wrecker's like, grab a kid from a few Zygerians. We can do that in our sleep. And he leaves. And she's like, looks like we have a deal. Throws Hunter the stuff. And she's like, details on the bounty are that. And she's like, don't screw it up. Again, I like this character. They're flying to the other side of the planet. And I don't like this part here. Wrecker's groaning and groaning and groaning and holding his head. And it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's nothing. So I think we're on borrowed time before Wrecker turns.
Yeah, they're foreshadowing hard.
Which I think that the guys are in trouble if they have what's his name and Wrecker both turned. I don't foresee good things happening.
I'm kind of looking through like Easter eggs and callbacks and stuff for this episode. Now, I know I've heard Ord Mantell before, so that was from Han mentioned it in Empire Strikes Back. Or yeah, Han brought it up. It came up in the Clone Wars episode or series itself. It's Darth Maul head out there. Trying to find. Okay, here we go. I was looking for Sidner trophies. So there's speculation that the pelt behind her head was a Wookiee pelt.
Oh wow.
Let's see. There's Mandalorian helmet, Clone Trooper helmet, Clone Pilot helmet,
Oh, it was a pilot helmet.
blasters that resemble Jango Fett's, and what looks like a Wampa horn. So they're
Yeah, it might be a Wampa. Might be a
Nice,
Wampa then. It just looked, because if you look at the Wampa from Empire Strikes Back, that horn looks way too small.
It could be from a baby Wampa, a little Wamplet.
A Wamplet.
Mhm.
A Wamplet.
So I'm looking. There's not like a ton of
Easter eggs on that.
no.
We've already pointed out most of them, I think.
Yeah.
So okay. Wrecker's groaning, and he's holding his head and going back. And they said that they're hiding in an old ruins of a city. And Omega's like, "What's a slave trader?" And she's getting a crash course in reality now.
Yeah. Well, she
like-
has been this whole time.
Yeah, that's true. Except now she's finding out about what slave traders are, and she's like, "It's not right." And she's like, "That's not right." And Echo's like, "It's not. You're right, and we're gonna stop it from happening to that kid." So Echo still has this really strong sense of duty to the citizens of the Republic.
I like that she instantly knew that it was wrong. Like she didn't have to overly think about it. Some kids take time to process things. I'm like, well, but she's like
Not Omega.
Instantly like that's wrong.
Yeah. Well, and I think Omega, we've said it before. I think Omega's just super, super smart.
Uh-huh.
And Tech obviously said, and as well as earning a decent amount of credits once the job is complete. Tech's always looking ahead. And Echo's like, yeah, that too. So you can see the difference between the two of them. The fundamental differences between the two of them. While Tech's very mission oriented,
Mhm.
Echo is still your ARC trooper who believes, rescue people.
Yeah.
And then Omega's talking to her little storm trooper doll and says, "Don't worry, Moochie, we'll rescue you." They land very much Tatooine looking to me.
What was that again?
Tatooine.
Tattoo weenie?
A Tatooine.
It's better than the other. It would do a weenie tattoo.
It's not a weenie tattoo, which would probably hurt.
Probably.
You should go get it done and let Harry do it and tell us how it is.
Yeah, I got 5 minutes to spare.
What is it? It's a teardrop.
Aw.
Aw,
It's a
it's
sad
crying.
It's a sad weenie.
It's a sad one.
That's
what she said. Woo!
Yeah. So they're scouting out the base, and it's like, I have visual, and they see the kid there. I see one child And Omega's like, poor Moochie, she looks scared. And we've seen these creatures before. I don't remember what race they are. And Tech's looking, he says, I clocked 24 hostiles. So the 4 of them are up against a big group.
Yep.
So 4 against 24. Multiple, they're just scouting it out.
You would think those would be decent odds for him.
You would think so, but they're also trying to, if they were just going to kill these guys, I think it would be okay. But they're on a rescue mission.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, Omega wants to go, and Hunter's like, no, you stay. You stay, child. The guys are sneaking along the base, which is very rocky, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
The old ruins of the city. And he's like, Echo, your eyes in the sky. Wrecker, they're typical smash and grab. Like, they have a lookout. They've got Wrecker, who's going to do what he does best, go in and just distract him and smash, while Echo and Hunter try and grab the kid. As Echo is climbing, you see this claw come up and this very snake-like body crawl under it.
And what did the subtitles say it was called? Brizak?
Did it tell right there?
Yeah.
I didn't think it told right there because I haven't seen it yet.
Nope, it says it growls.
Oh, yeah, it does. You're right. A Brizak.
Brizak.
A Brizak is very lizard-like with wings and flies.
Yeah. It's got little side flaps. Been on a lot of things. Okay.
So, a Brizak. Good catch, sir. They have 2 roving patrollers on speeders, and you see the Brizak in back of Echo just kind of sneaking around.
Mm-hmm.
So, something's about to happen.
Yep.
And next thing you know, you hear a shriek, and Echo goes falling down, knocked out. And then it knocks out Wrecker. It's floating around, and next thing you know,
They're captured.
Yep, they're captured with energy webs. And I'm not gonna ruin this part with a subtitle here because it's a reveal. I didn't watch this part right here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna ruin this.
Okay.
Because it's an Easter egg. It's a reveal. You see this hologram. You can only see their butt and their hand talking.
Well, the subtitles don't really spoil it because if you're listening, you can probably recognize the language.
You probably can't. I didn't at first. I'll admit that because I was more paying attention to everything else going on.
Yeah.
I mean, were you? Did you know?
I have subtitles on anyway, so it would have
ruined it anyway.
Yeah. Well, not necessarily ruined it, but I mean, listening to it, like, okay, that's that language.
Right. So, you hear this language talking to Sid, and Sid tells them, or this person, creature, a mission of this nature requires planning. Assure your employer he'll be reunited with Moochie soon. And then you see this mouth talking. It's like, now, there's no need for threats. I have my best people on it. Like, she's the boss, which I guess she technically is for this mission.
She's the boss.
She the boss.
Boss.
Boss lady. Boss. Next thing you know, we're looking inside the ship, and Echo has like some shoe polish.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't catch this the first time, to be honest with you. This part. It's like black shoe polish, and the ammo droid's coming. I love how the ammo droid's still here.
Yeah, it's like her little buddy.
Yeah, and it's talking to her, and she's like, "I'm making some altercations to my trooper." Now she's a bad batcher. There's 2 big things here. So it's black shoe polish. She's painting the clone trooper black, like the Bad Batch's uniforms, armor. And she calls the doll she.
Yeah, I didn't catch that either until
I
now.
didn't either. Yeah. So I think that's kind of a foreshadowing for Omega as well.
Yeah. You think they're going to find her some little mini armor?
That would be actually kind of awesome. Maybe they'll just modify Wrecker's armor when he turns. We know it's gonna happen.
We know it's going to happen, but she'll be like, that's huge for her. They have to maybe like articulate it, or like she can sit in there like in a little pilot seat, like a little mech.
So for those of you who've watched the Clone Wars, like that one commander who was inside the R5 head during the great droid mission with the astromech droids, or if you've never watched the Clone Wars, like Kyle, like the little guy from Men in Black
Oh, okay.
who piloted the human, something like that. That would actually be kind of cool. Except it would just be like Wrecker's torso. She'd be inside.
Or maybe they could like not necessarily tranquilize Richter, but subdue him a little bit where he's not in full control, and then she can ride on his shoulders like Master Blaster.
Two people come in, only him come out.
Mhm.
Oh, only Omega come out.
Master Blaster with the and the accent and stuff would no, Master Blaster wasn't Australian sounding. That was just Max.
Two people come in, only Master come out. Or Blaster.
That wasn't bad.
Actually, I think he was Australian.
Was he?
No, he was English because I think he was in Time Bandits and stuff.
There's some
I
good
know,
movies for us to go over sometime.
Yep, we'll go over that. But she said now she's a bad batcher. What do you think? And the droid honks. I love how the droid honks. And then you hear the honk. And she calls him Gonky. His name's Gonky.
I
And
didn't
he
realize she
know.
gave him a name too.
I didn't either. And then she sits down.
Gonky
Sits down like a trash can.
Gonky.
Gonky. I love that. And so these guys are very cat-like. We've seen them in the Clone Wars before.
Mhm.
And I think they were slavers there too, to be honest with you. I can't remember. They're looking through the ship, and then Omega sneaks out because they look where she was. And they're like, the ship's clear, we're returning to base. And they get on, and they've got these really cool arm blasters. And next thing you know, Omega's running. She's like, Hunter, do you copy? And it's just static. She's calling for the whole team. And then she's like, oh, crap, what happened? She goes and looks down. She pulls out her binoculars, and she sees the guys all captured.
Yeah. You
So
get called out on. They're like, Khajiit stole nothing. Khajiit.
Well, Kyle got that one.
Yeah.
2 for Kyle.
Somebody will get that.
2 for Kyle today.
Khajiit stole nothing.
2 for Kyle. Next thing you know, Wrecker's trying to get this off.
Where do you have it paused? Like you can't tell that he has his hands. It looks like he has like little bitty robot paddle hands. He's just like he's leaning.
Oh, just right there.
Yeah, I'm on. I don't know. We may be desynced again on where the show's paused, but like at 10:33.
Oh
For
yeah,
record.
yeah.
Yeah, he looks like he's got little bitty robot paddle hands instead of actually full grown man hands.
No, we're on the same. Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Mhm.
Like Jackson, the new Mortal Kombat movie with
It looks
baby
like he's
hands. It's like, I'm ready to go.
Yeah, still baby hands.
Actually, it does. I'm not okay. This is something I can't unsee now with like little baby fingers there,
Yeah.
nubs.
Got little nubbins.
He lost his arms. They gave him just little baby robot hands.
Cool.
I would give him C-3PO arms.
Mhm.
That'd
My.
be awesome.
Oh my word.
Oh. Wrecker goes, it's getting looser, and then the guards look at him and just zap him. Like, do that one more time, and Echo. And they zap Echo. Tech's just like, save your energy, we're gonna need it. And you hear the Breezak. It comes flying down. This thing is huge, by the way. And then you see what looks like to be the head slaver.
Mhm.
I want to say we've seen him before too, like from the Clone Wars.
You may have.
I've seen him before. And this is interesting too. You see the kid who they came to rescue starts whimpering, and Wrecker's like, relax, Moochie, you know, we'll get out of this, basically.
Poor confused kid.
Poor confused kid. Poor Moochie.
Poor Moochie.
You know, Hunter asked him, how are we going to get out of this tech? And I like this part right here. This is what Kyle was alluding to earlier. He's like, you know, where are the cavalry? He's like, Tech, how are we going to get it? What are the odds of this? And Tech's like, I'm not certain. And then Wrecker, you know, Wrecker doesn't get in good ones, but when he does, they're really good. He's like, so much for being smart.
Mm-hmm. Idiot.
It is stupid. And then look at Tech's eyes rolling in the back of his head. Yeah, he sighs and he goes,
I just keep waiting for him to go, actually.
Actually, he's like, this is not a standard military operation. As seeing as we've never been tasked with rescuing a child from slave traders before, there's no data I can compare it to. Okay, so this brings up what Kyle was talking about earlier. Kyle, would you like to expand on that?
It just really shows how he thinks. He's very rational. He's I don't think he's like given this excuse as a cop out right now. And it can be taken that way. Where he's like, well, I really don't, you know, it's that's actually how he thinks. He compares things on past experiences and things that he knows and formulates an outcome or a potential outcome, and he's got nothing to go on.
So
it's just interesting how he thinks.
And it shows you that it's hard for him to think outside that area too.
Right.
Because he was developed to be a military clone.
Mm-hmm. Well, they all
so just they all were just specialized. So just really interesting how it's hard for him to grasp this situation, and he's the smartest out of all of them.
Mm-hmm.
And like, we need to signal Omega and tell our scouts are out there. And then Echo's like, you know, our comms are over there with our weapons. And Tech looks up and there's Omega scaling the roof. He's like, we won't need our comms to signal her, and points up. There's Omega. Hi.
Hey guys.
Hi. And then she's pointing that she's gonna go get their stuff. And now that I look at it, I swear we've seen this head slaver before, because he only has one eye.
He's got two eyes. One's like glassy.
One's glassy. I think it got damaged. I can't remember though. But his voice, I am damaged. Ladies, don't get near me. Really don't. Or if you want to, you can. So I don't know what to do. A lady? I don't know. Get it away. Get it away. What do I do? It's a wonder I'm married.
I still wonder.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
That's what she said. Woo!
That's exactly what Mrs. Guyver said. Like, why? Why are we? Why am I, this guy?
I wish I had a good comeback right now, but I don't. I agree with Kyle. I agree with Kyle.
I totally agree with that. I don't know why.
I don't know why. Hold on. Let me get on the intercom. Everyone, I agree with Kyle. Aisle 3. So yeah.
It's always aisle 3.
Because that's where all the good stuff is.
Okay.
Next thing you know, Echo's like, the Republic outlawed slavery. So this is where you see, again, another reason that Echo believes in the Republic still. I don't think it's fully hit Echo that the Republic's no more. I think this kind of cemented it for me.
Yeah.
It's really hard for him to accept. And then, the slaver's like, we're not in the Republic anymore, Scug. I want to know who this guy's voice is, because it sounds so familiar. I've heard it in so many anime and voiceover things. I just cannot place it like where else I've heard him from. But I know it's like in different anime.
Yeah. You keep going over that. I'll look at the IMDb and see what I can see.
Okay. He's like, you're lucky we don't have our gear because this would be very difficult for you. They're creating a distraction for Omega to go get the gear. She starts climbing down and she hops this pipe. She's looking, and then there's slavers all around. As she's sliding down, she hits this rock and it goes down, and all the slavers go to look right where she was. And you see, I didn't see this part before, but as going through the frame by frame, there's actually, they did a great job of this. See that dust moving right there? Again, I'm moving my mouse like you can see what the hell I'm pointing at.
See all this right here? Yeah.
But okay, watch this. See the dust where it went down? They did a great job on this. Just like to the dust particles.
Yeah. Well, like I said, we said it was keeping the old style with still like adding some modern, enhancement type things.
Right, right.
What's the head slaver's name? Did you catch that?
No, it didn't. It never actually told that I could see.
Okay.
You'll find it here.
Yep.
But to create more of a distraction, Wrecker kicks this huge rock that I don't think you and I could. I think we could barely pick it up. He kicks it and knocks over one of the slavers, and then they start whipping Wrecker, and I like how Wrecker just snarls at him. And he's like, maybe I'll feed you to my pet. And he points up to the Breezak. Like, I want to say we've seen the Breezak before too, like on other episodes.
It's only shown up it was in the Clone Wars Slaves of the Republic. High Republic 5, Star Wars. So it's popped up a couple of times from what I can see.
I want to say it was there.
It is mentioned in the High Republic 5. First appearance, Star Wars, The Clone Wars, Slaves of the Republic, which was the 12th episode of Clone Wars, 4th season.
Okay.
Oh, maybe you saw him there.
Yeah, that might have been it. But I'm telling you, I know the voice actor's voice.
Yeah, because that episode, to locate the missing colonists, Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Ahsoka go undercover to infiltrate the slavers on Zygeria. Anakin struggles with his emotions as a wily Zygerian queen forces him to take questionable actions in order to carry out his mission. So you would have seen him there.
Rainey is his name. Rainey.
Rainey?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He is the voice actor is... Because this is going to drive me nuts till I figure it out.
Unlisted.
I know the voice.
But I'm not seeing him.
Rainey's voice on voice actor. Bad Batch. That is...
Who you got? Nothing?
I don't know. We'll have to find it later. If anyone knows, let me know. Liam O'Brien.
I've heard that name.
Liam O'Brien has done a lot of voice work. He's Red 13 in Final Fantasy Advent Children. He is...
That's on Critical Role?
Yeah, he's in Critical Role. He's one of the guys in... He's
is that
in Critical Role.
That Liam?
Yes, that's why I know him.
Okay.
DOTA Dragon's Blood. He was in that. Carmen Sandiego. Yeah, he does Critical Role.
Okay. I love his stuff and what he does in Critical Role. Okay.
What else? There's something else though. Fallen Order, Gears 5, Mobile Suit Gundam: The Origin. God, just look at all this stuff. Red Skull, Doctor Strange, and Avengers Assemble. That's where I knew his voice from. I could place it right there. And also, he's in Naruto And Boruto, he's Gaara of the
Okay.
sand.
He was in
Baki.
Rebels.
Oh, he was in Baki too. If you haven't watched that one, you would love Baki. Super uber violent on Netflix.
Oh, he does several voices in Bad Batch, looks like.
Yeah. Transformers, Robots in Disguise. See, this is the kind of rabbit hole shit we get down that we just love to do.
Mhm.
Because we like this guy. Yeah, he was in Rebels, like you said. Ultimate Spider-Man as Doctor Strange. I mostly know him, that voice, as Gaara, though, of the desert. Let's see. Fallout 4 he was. Mad Max, the video game. Digimon Fusion. He did a lot. Yeah, I know him as Red Skull too. But yeah, he's been in a lot. So I love his voice. And we mostly know him from Critical Role. If you guys haven't watched Critical Role, you should really do yourself a favor and check it out if you like role playing.
Yep.
He's basically just threatening them now at this point. And he's like, with the meddling Republic gone, we can return to Kadavo and rebuild what was taken from us. Under this new empire, our operation will flourish once again. So they're excited that they can do these slavers again.
Do you think that's referencing back to that Clone Wars episode I brought up?
I almost guarantee you it is. He's just going off, and Omega lands on top of this cage and hears this growling, and she looks in and you see like this chain kind of dangling.
Mm-hmm. Did you know what it was at this point?
No, I had no clue what it was. No clue.
No, I had nothing.
And she gets caught and she's like, let me go. And they bring her down, and I found her sneaking around the cage. And
I like what she says here.
Yeah. She's like, I wasn't sneaking. I was unlocking. She has that smile, that little kid smile about her. You know what I mean? Like, I just did something. I'm proud. Praise me. Then you see the cage and it says thumping, snarling. And he's like, secure the cage, secure the cage. And all of a sudden it breaks free and out pops a juvenile Rancor. Mm-hmm. Rancor, if for those of you who don't remember what that is or vaguely remember, that's the giant creature that Luke killed in Return of the Jedi, the Rancor pit in Jabba's palace.
Yep.
Did
it click for you here yet? When did it click for you? Was it a little bit later?
But it's a Rancor?
That it was the Rancor.
Okay. We're going to go off on that here in a sec.
Okay.
Because it's not.
You don't think it is?
I know it's not.
Okay.
I was doing some research on this.
Dang it. I thought it was. Okay.
I thought it was too, but then I looked it up and it's not. The timing isn't right. The where we are year wise doesn't match up.
Okay. Well, we'll go into that when we get to it.
And then they say, stop her. Don't let her get away. So we know that this Rancor is a female Rancor.
Mm-hmm. She's little and angry.
She's little and angry. She's throwing rocks and jumping around, roaring.
A little juvenile temper tantrum.
Yeah. And Tech's like a rampaging, which now we know why this episode is called Rampage. Mm-hmm. Rampaging juvenile Rancor is not what I was expecting. And Wrecker's like, that's their problem. We're getting out of here. And he just breaks the chain. He could have broken these chains at any time.
Yeah.
Breaks the collar, breaks everything. And then the head slaver calls the Breezak.
Yeah. And just looking, this is the first time we've seen Rainey in anything. So.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah. I looked it up.
Okay. So I was wrong on that. But we have seen the species.
We have seen the species. Or you have seen the species.
I've seen the species. The female of the species is the deadliest.
Of all of them.
All of them.
All the species is.
Next thing you know, she's providing the distraction. They're getting all the prisoners, the slaves out. And Omega's like, it's okay, Moochie. We're here to take you home to that kid. And we've seen these creatures before. They're falling. Almost like fallen. Mm-hmm. Falling. And the dad or the mom comes up and speaking in Falling, and he goes, Moochie, Moochie, and points at the Rancor.
I think that's also Liam's voice.
Oh, is it really?
I think so.
What the guy is amazing. But he says, Moochie, Moochie. They point at the Rancor. We now know that the Rancor, the kid that they have to get back is the Rancor.
Important information that she kind of left out.
Yeah.
I mean, she didn't lie to him. She just didn't tell him everything.
The whole truth.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a female Rancor. Okay. So the Rancor in Return of the Jedi's name is Patissa. I hope I'm not butchering that. And that is a male. This is a female named Moochie. Return of the Jedi takes place in 4 ABY, which stands for After the Battle of Yavin.
Mm-hmm.
And this is 23 years before Episode 6.
Okay.
So some people are theorizing, is Moochie going to grow up to be Patissa's mom? And like, no. Bib Fortuna is the little tentacle guy, his little right-hand man.
Yeah.
Gave Patissa the job as a birthday present before or during 32 BBY. More than a decade before the events of the Bad Batch. That means Patissa is either older than Moochie at this point, or at least the same age as the female Rancor who is described as an adolescent in the episode. So it's not the same Rancor.
Could Moochie possibly be offspring? And that's why they're wanting it back? Wanting her back?
Could be.
That would tie it together. Dang it.
Yeah.
I should have went further down the rabbit hole instead of just automatically assuming.
No, I did too until I started looking. But I'm like, oh, that's the Rancor. That's the one that Luke killed. No, it's not. It's a totally different. This is a female Rancor. The one we see is a male Rancor.
Okay.
So, next thing you know, they're yelling, Moochie, Moochie, they're like, the Rancor is Moochie. And I love Echo's face at that point. And so the Rancor is like a giant, it doesn't move very well in Return of the Jedi because, in like 82, graphics weren't that great.
It didn't have a whole lot of room to move around in either.
No, but this thing is jumping around. It's like a big orangutan to me.
Yeah.
Or a gorilla. I think more of an orangutan to me because, that big long body and can swing around. They're like, okay, we're going to get Moochie. You guys get these people to safety, Omega and I. And all you hear is the Zygerians screaming. Like, because they're getting demolished. They're whipping Moochie, and Moochie's just grabbing them, banging them on the ground. It's a lot like Hulk banging Loki.
Yeah.
The stupid gods thing.
I like how Rick's like, she's doing pretty good. She's doing fine on her own.
She's doing fine.
She's got it.
And then there's a sniper up there trying to hit it with a net, and Moochie gets out of the way. And then next thing you know, rams this tower, and this guy falls. So Moochie's doing just fine on her own.
Mm-hmm.
She's coming after the gang, and next thing you know, the Breezak comes down to fight Moochie.
There's a little thing that happened right here. I could go back and see which one it was.
Go ahead, you can control.
Yeah, I'm looking. Was that Echo? Who ducked under it?
What, the Breezak?
Yeah. Was that Echo or Tech that ducked under it when it flew down?
Let's see.
I think it was Tech.
That's Tech.
Yeah.
Because Echo got knocked out again. That's twice Echo got punk bitched by the Breezak.
Why that caught my attention? Because usually, I think I was thinking, like, you always see these awesome, like, aerobatic, like, dodges and these cool maneuvers that people do in movies and TV shows when, like, something high action like this is happening. And Tech's just like, I'm just going to duck under it and backs away. Like, a very simple little thing that just kind of grabbed my attention watching it through the first time.
No, I agree with you. I really like this part though. Like, even though this is a little filler episode,
yeah,
like it caught my attention the whole time. Like this whole show just catches my attention. Because I love Star Wars. Basically, Moochie's getting her ass beat by this thing, and she's whining at this point, and the slaver's trying to whip her while the Breezek's fighting, and he gets tackled. The Breezek goes after Moochie. She runs off because is that Hunter?
Yeah.
Yep. Hunter tackles him, and he's like, "You're gonna pay for this, Scug." I like how they keep calling him Scug. We need to start using that. He tries to whip Hunter, and you can see it. We see it burning his armor.
Yeah. You see the little sizzles and the smoke coming off of it.
And Hunter just grabs it and pulls him close and knocks him. What did Smokey say? You got knocked the fuck out.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happened.
KTFO'd.
KTFO'd. KTFO'd.
Z95.
A good radio station. Okay, so
We
she
need to-
gets the what is this called? It's like a laser bow or oh crap! I had it pulled up earlier. There's a name.
Yeah, find that because I need to know that because it's so she puts it on her arm. It's awesome, and it turns into like a giant bow, energy bow.
Yeah. Energy bow. That's what it was.
Really, that's what it's called.
I think so.
Oh shit, I'm a genius. Or I just call it what I want.
Could be that. I think they called it an energy bow.
Look at Omega's face.
Sit rep. Not in the Republic anymore. Baby Rancor. Energy bow. Yeah.
Energy bow. It's an energy bow. So it almost looks like ancient, like Egyptian too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Almost like it's made out of wood. Look, for those of you following along, if you stop at 1721, if you look at Omega's face, I don't know why, I just think it's hilarious. It's a little kid getting something she knows she shouldn't have.
I think this is going to be her thing for the rest of the series now.
I think so too. She grabs it and runs off with it. The Breezek's really falling after Moochie now, and knocks Moochie down and goes to tail whip him, and Moochie keeps biting his tail.
Mm-hmm.
And
bite that tail, Moochie.
Bite that tail, and then he's literally lifting him up, slamming him down like Hulk did to Loki, and then just starts getting on him and just starts pounding him. And the Breezek runs off, and Moochie's like, "I am the strongest."
Mm-hmm.
And Wrecker looks at Tech. He goes, "Any idea how to stop this thing?" And Tech goes, "Rancors adhere to a social order, pecking order. You have to challenge the alpha for authority." And right now, Moochie's the alpha because there's no other stronger being, and she beat the Breezek.
Yeah, Moochie wins by default at this point.
It wins by default, and Wrecker's like, "I can do that," and runs and throws down his guns and goes and has a wrestling match. Grabs him by the nose.
Start wrestling.
They start wrestling. It's literally wrestling at this point.
Mm-hmm.
He throws a rock at Moochie, jumps on him, starts hitting her. I keep saying him.
Mm-hmm.
I love that part where he's choking Moochie.
Well, I mean, that's very reminiscent of Return of the Jedi.
Oh, that's right.
Mhm.
I forgot about that.
Yep.
They get the slaves off, and then it's like Hunter's like, "Come on, let's go back to the others." And then we see a very tired Moochie,
and a very tired Wrecker.
Yes, it's like those tired fights you see where they've been fighting for a long time, just moving in slow motion, but they're still fighting. And Wrecker misses a punch. Moochie misses a punch. They're just missing punches. And they both fall, and Moochie finally falls down, and Wrecker falls on top of Moochie.
It's a little
Moochie,
pat.
Yeah. And she's like, "Oh, she's kind of cute up close," and Wrecker's just patting her. It's like, "Nicely handled, Wrecker," and he just grunts.
And so now we see
who the mysterious person was on the hologram. Who was it, Kyle?
Bib Fortuna.
Bib Fortuna is the tentacle dude we know from a couple different things. So we know him from Return of the Jedi. It's Jabba's right-hand man. So the language that he was speaking is Huttese. Not to be confused with hoodies.
No.
He has his own channel.
Or Hoodies. If you don't know who that is, it just showed up.
It's Hoodies.
Or the Blowfish guy.
Or the Blowfish. It's not the Blowfish. He's a little bit country.
Hoodies and the blowfish.
Huddy's in the. Oh well. Oh no, I'm not even going to quote Hootie and the Blowfish. I was
No.
going to, but I'm not going to. So the last time, do you remember the last time we saw Bib Fortuna?
I do not.
Yes, you do. Just think about it.
Put me on the
It was
spot.
it was in the past year.
Oh, he was in Mando.
Mandalorian. We saw an older, fatter Bib Fortuna on Jabba's throne
That's right. Thank you.
before, and you know, this is way like this is way before Mandalorian.
Hmm.
Because this is the transition, and Mandalorian's right after the Empire falls.
Mando's the next transition.
Right. So we saw Bib Fortuna. That's the last time we saw him. So, you know, I think Bib's a major player in the universe. He's a minor. He doesn't get a lot of screen time, but I think, you know, he's always around.
His hands and tentacles and lots of things.
They're slimy.
Mm-hmm. And he is a slimy looking character.
He is slimy. And he's surrounded by the Gamorrean guards too, the pig people.
Mm-hmm. Pig
So,
people.
Pig people. It's actually crab people. We referenced South Park for those who didn't get it. So we know that she's been working for the Hutts the whole time. And she's like, Bib, relax. I always deliver my promises. You'll see. And Bib's, you know, kind of threatening. And she's like, I told you this is a delicate mission. Tell Jabba to be patient. We know this is directly for Jabba. And we hear Moochie roaring. And then Bib's looking and she's like, and no, Bib goes, ooh, Moochie.
Oh, Moochie.
And they go riding out, and there's Omega riding Moochie through the streets. And there is, you know, I love Wrecker going, good Rancor, just petting her.
They could have had a pet Rancor this whole time. Nope, they had to go give her back.
So this kind of makes sense now.
You paused it.
Right there. Ah! He farted.
Ah.
Oh, fart you do. It makes sense now how the big fat handler had control of the Rancor in Return of the Jedi.
Mhm.
He probably beat the male Rancor when he was like a baby to show he was the alpha.
Yeah. He was very upset at the death of that Rancor.
He was very upset, but it makes sense now of how that little guy was able to control the Rancor.
Guy's bluffing early.
He did. And Bib comes out and is like, oh. And he's like, oh, he's speaking Hutton. He hugs Moochie, and Moochie starts purring. Which means, you know, Bib actually cares for the Rancor.
Yeah.
And she's like, you know, Sid comes up about the matter of payment, and Bib just snaps. And they give Sid the money. And they go off with Moochie, and they're like, bye, Moochie. Moochie turns back and kind of, if a Rancor could smile, I think that'd be the closest thing to a smile we would get.
Yeah. They got close-ish.
They got close-ish. And, you know, they're getting on to Sid. You could have told us this is a Rancor. And Sid's like, let's slip my mind. You, dark and broody, my office, talking to Hunter. And she goes back in.
Dark and broody.
Dark and broody. And she tells about your bounty hunter is Fennec Shand. She's new to the scene. And here, this answers our question from the last episode, too. How long Fennec's been around?
This is her first big, well, probably not her first outing, but her first big-ish,
We think.
contract.
But she's new to the scene, but she's already proven herself to be cunning and ruthless. So she knows she's making a name for herself. And it's like, who hired her? And she's like, unknown. My source in the guild say she's working on a direct commission, which means this could be bad. With someone like her nipping at your heels, you're going to need two things, friends and money.
So what they're meaning by direct commission, so typically the bounty hunters they receive their assignments from the guild.
Mm-hmm.
You see that
Bounty Hunters Guild.
Bounty Hunters Guild. You see that a lot in Mandalorian. That like kind of really helps send that home. But somebody reached out to her directly, wanted her specifically for this contract.
Right. And
we don't know who yet.
We don't know who. And Sid's like, you're mostly going to need money. And Hunter looks at her. Well, we're not swimming in either at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, well, I guess it's a good thing you met me then. And she gives him his cut, and it's actually quite a bit. She's like, there's more where that came from if you're looking for work, which to me, you know, Hunter says, I'll think about it. To me, this means that there's going to be a long relationship because they're going to need money.
Yeah.
Because they have no way of getting it right now. And Sid goes, it's interesting. A bounty hunter of Phoenix caliber being after you. You fellows must be pretty valuable. And she does this shitty smile. And at this point, did you see some foreshadowing here?
Well, here's what I took out of that she was driving it home that, she, you know, maybe she will need more work from him, and just letting him know that I've got one up on you. You know, don't cross me.
Yep.
Because I've seen you, I know where you are, and somebody's wanting you really bad, which means, like she said, valuable. And that's the stuff she deals in, obviously.
See, I kind of took it as, you know, I've got dirt on you. I can sell you out at any time.
Mm-hmm.
So, be interested to get Silent Koda's take on this too.
Mm-hmm. You think Silent Koda? Okay.
All right. Yeah. Well, good take, Koda.
Mm-hmm.
Next, and Hunter just looks back at her and just looks shitty at her, and she's like, "Don't worry, I'm good with secrets." Are you though?
Are you really?
Are you really? And that's the end of the episode with Hunter.
Created
just
by Dave
looking at
Filoni.
her. And Dave Filoni, who just got a big promotion, who we talked about last time.
Yep.
So, we're gonna kind of have to. I know this isn't as long as we normally go, which I'm sure you all are really happy about, or you're not. Some of you like these longer ones where you can listen, but Kyle's got to get on the road. It's Memorial Day weekend, and he's got to go get his kids, get on the road.
Things to do and a couple of things to wrap up before I go pick them up. So, but it was I like the episode.
I did too.
Okay, so coming back to it, just to wrap this up, you know, I originally thought of it as it felt like a filler episode.
Mm-hmm.
I think they had some things that they wanted to get in there, like for the long, you know, the full arc of the story, things that just needed to be in there, like Omega's energy bow and
the relationship with Sid.
And so it wasn't anything that, like, all these little things weren't enough for a full episode on their own, but like, okay, we can put them in here and we can tie this cool story with the Rancor, which, you know, may or may not come up again later through this series. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't, but except for maybe mentioned here and there.
Yeah.
So, like, a lot of cool little ideas, and this is a good episode to shove them into. And I think probably the biggest thing coming out of this is the energy bow.
Yeah.
For Omega.
I agree. And maybe Wrecker getting closer.
Yeah. Which we're seeing that every episode now.
Mm-hmm. So with that, we got some big stuff coming up because this week is the premiere of Loki.
Yep.
Which means we're going to be pulling double duty on Nerkies.
Yep.
So, yay. But we don't want it to sound like we don't like it. It's just a shit ton of work, and we love doing them.
Oh, yeah.
As long as you guys are going to keep listening to them and giving us feedback that you're enjoying them, we're going to keep doing them.
Mm-hmm. Keep hanging out there. Keep listening.
Give
us a reason to exist.
You may not get them before the new episodes come out, though. I will tell you that I'm getting ready to hit my busy time at work during the summer.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll get them in when we can.
Yep.
Definitely.
Yeah, just be listening for them.
Yep. But you'll have them out. With that, this has been Every Man's Guide to Nerddom. I'm Chris.
And I'm Kyle. And wherever you guys are, have a good morning, evening, good night, and be good to each other.
Oh, we forgot to say, and this is Silent Koda. Silent Koda, say goodbye.
I'm gonna doodle.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, Koda.
All right.
See you later.
Bye, guys.
Nerd Core, rise up.
It could get elevated. Nerdcore could rise up. It could get elevated. Nerdcore used to be just a made up word. MCs shied away.